Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Detroit Mint Cobra mechanical chronograph. MSRP for this watch is $399, and it comes with a watch roll, an additional strap, and a strap changing tool, but it does have quick release straps, so I don't know why you need the tool, but I will show you the packaging here real quick. Here it is, a canvas watch roll. You can zoom out here. Yeah, so canvas watch roll. Detroit Mint is the company. And here is the other strap with the deployant here. I'll put this on the watch towards the end of the video, maybe in the middle. I have not worn this one. And it comes with this strap changing tool. Let's open it up real quick. Why not? We're here. So there's a tool for changing the strap, and then it has another one for, I usually use these for micro adjust or pushing out the pin on a bracelet. You don't really need that for this watch, but it's nice to have for your other watches. So let's put this back in the watch roll and we'll take a closer look at the watch here. Alright, so this watch is vintage inspired, based on 1960s racing chronographs. As you can see, it has the red chronograph hand there. Well, it's fixed right now, but let's start the watch. And this is, of course, a mechanical hand winding movement. It is a push-pull crown, not screw down, so you can easily wind it up here. We'll let that run around, and you can see the minute subdial here on the right. And then the subdial on the left here is the running second counter. Kind of have mixed feelings on that Cobra there. I'm assuming that's because of the Shelby Cobra. Seeing how it is racing inspired. Now it says it's not really a tachymeter, but this rehaut around here is for hundredths of a second. I'm not exactly sure how that works, because it would be 60 seconds. So anyway, look at the subdial over here. Yep, just ticked over. The rate is that past the 12 o'clock. I have a similar looking watch that I'll compare in a future video, and that one has a tachymeter scale, which I'm more used to on a chronograph like this. So anyway, so the subdials are polished silver, and hopefully you can see these are concentric rings there. Yep, there you can see it. So it does look neat. It is a little shiny, kind of detracts or messes up my eyes looking at the subdials, but it's not too bad. So it looks nice. It's a nice looking watch overall. Alright, let's zoom back out and we can take a look at the case. Everything on here is polished. And yes, it does have a top hat sapphire crystal. Yeah, you can see my reflection there. This thing is really polished. Highlight of the watch to me is the movement, and it does have a larger display case back. I think it's a larger display than my HK Ed, and also the EMG. Like I said, I'll compare those in future videos here. Now the lugs kind of strangely attached to the case. I'm not used to how this is shaped. It's a little bit higher up on the case, and then it just kind of droops down here. So all right, let's go over the dimensions. Lug to lug is not too bad at 46.1 millimeter. Case diameter, we're looking at 40 millimeter for the case diameter. Thickness on it is 13.4 millimeter thick, and lug width is 20 millimeter. And believe it or not, the specs on the website are very close to what this actually measures. I think on the website it says 46 lug to lug and 13.5 for the thickness, so really right on the money. So lug width again is 20, and this strap tapers down to 18 millimeter. Then we're looking at a 5.9 millimeter signed crown. Has a D there for Detroit Mint. So it is a little bit offset from the pushers, but that's just the way the movement is. Every watch with this ST19 movement, the pushers and the winding crown will be the same position there. So there's some text on here. Cobra. Looks like a serial number. Water resistant 50 meter. Then a sapphire. Mechanical chronograph. And Detroit Mint. So Detroit Mint Cobra. Actually, let's take a look at this movement since it does have the large display case back. When I talked about the other watch, I had mentioned that I think I would like it better with a larger display case back, which this one has. You can see the inside of the case there, right up here. Yes, it is a decorated movement. It's not the best finishing ever, but it looks pretty cool to me. It has the swan neck regulator up here at the top. I'll get my pencil here to show you that right up here. Swan neck regulator. And it does have a column wheel. Right there is the column wheel. Actually, I'm still running, the chronograph is still running, so let me stop that and I can show you how the pushers here work. I'm pushing the wrong one, aren't I? Yep. Okay, so this is the start stop up here. And then we'll reset it and you'll see this one move out of the way, I think. Okay, so let's start it again. So this gear right here is your running seconds. So when I push in this pusher, you'll see the center gear there will start turning. Sorry, I didn't push it in all the way. There we go. My first time noticing that the circle cutout in here. It's kind of weird, that little circle cutout of the gear. I don't know why that's in there. Interesting. All right, let's stop it. Let's start it again. So you see that column wheel down there moving. Maybe you've already seen that. So that must be a way of transferring. When you push this pusher up here, it's moving this bar down here to the column wheel, and the column wheel is doing something to, must be moving this gear to push, it's moving this lever here to push this gear into that one, which also touches that one. So when I stop it, it should move that gear away. Yep. I'll start it again and it'll push that gear into the center one. So that's really cool. All right, I'll stop it again and then we'll reset. So let's get this thing on wrist. There is some loom on here, so we'll look at the loom towards the end of the video. Actually, I said I was going to put this strap on, didn't I? I'll just hold it on here. You know what? Let's put it on. See the point. I don't know what way that's supposed to go on here. Let me know which strap you like the look of better. So we have white stitching versus red stitching here. This is a Random Rob Discord group tour watch. So the deployment does have a signed buckle here. Highly polished, just like everything else on this watch. It's almost too much polishing. In the center of that does have some perlage work there. Stainless steel. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if this is backwards. Whatever, we'll just try it like this. Maybe. There we go. Let's try it there. No, not even close. I have to put it back on the rally strap. So I have a 6.5 inch wrist. I'm on the tightest hole pattern here. I think it's going to be way too large. Yeah. I can wear it on my, well, way above the bone here. Anyway, just to give you an idea how that looks. And then I'll pause the video and put it back on the rally strap. I think I like the look of this strap better, but it's not going to work out too well for me. I'll zoom out here. There we go. Nice and padded. Alright, I'm going to pause it and put the other strap on. I'll be right back. Okay, back on the rally strap. One thing that's kind of weird is these holes are pretty large here for the tang to go through. But I think it's because the tang is fairly large. I would have preferred a slotted opening, but probably went with circles to match the circles on the rally strap here. So anyway, let me get this on wrist real quick. And I am on the third to last hole. If I had it on that one, yeah, I think that's the one I had it on. So let's pull all the way through here. There we go. Oh, this is a sign buckle, by the way. This is Detroit Mint right there. Come on. I need to get a new camera, I guess. Come on, it's right there. Anyway, this is Detroit Mint. Alright. So, overall, like I said, good looking watch. Zoom back in and then we can look at the loom here in just a moment. I'm not expecting too much out of it. It is C3 Super Luminova, but it does have small areas for the loom to be applied. Okay, we'll check out the loom here. So of course I have my trusty Seiko SKX009 here to judge the loom of the Detroit Mint Cobra mechanical chronograph. The hands are actually brighter than I would have expected on the Detroit Mint. The indices, really not that good. And the tip of the Chronograph secondhand has lume on it as well, which I wasn't really expecting. Actually, let's get this running, see how that looks. There we go. So you can see it moving around there. So that will conclude today's video. I forgot to mention, but if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Like the video. And as always, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching. And I'll catch you on the next one.